This is the Paltalk News Network.
The views expressed are solely those of the speaker and not necessarily those of Paltalk.com, AVM Software, or its advertisers.
Talk is online, News Talk Online, a production of Paltalk.com, the largest multimedia interactive program on the internet, with more than 4 million unique users on demand on iTunes and on YouTube, and on my blog, GaryBaumgarten.com, where you're encouraged to post your comments, whether you agree with yours truly or not, no retribution. And thanks to our good friends at CRN Digital Talk Radio, we're syndicated to an additional 12 million households. I am your host, Gary Baumgarten. I welcome you to the show, and I remind you to keep on top of everything important in the news. Go to paltalknewsnetwork.com often and read all about things that you may or may not see here or read in the mainstream media. If you went to the Paltalk News Network site today, and today's show is going to concentrate on the tragedy in Haiti, you'd have seen a piece by Danny Schechter in the News Dissector, who is a Paltalk News Network contributor, in which he really is critical of the relief efforts in Haiti for being uncoordinated, for there being a bottleneck and a lot of the aids not getting through. He says it's Katrina all over again and magnified. And he's asking for an accounting of the more than $100 million that the American Red Cross has raised for Haitian relief. Some of that came right here from Paltalk because we ran a fundraiser for the American Red Cross. He quotes the New York Times as being critical of the Red Cross, quoting the Times, "The contributions come despite well-publicized controversies over the Red Cross's performance and financial accountability after other major disasters. After Hurricane Katrina in 2005, for example, representatives from the British, German, Colombian, Dutch, and other international Red Cross organizations criticized their American counterpart for inadequate planning, poor management of supplies, and faulty record keeping and logistics. And after the September 11 attacks, the organization struggled to deploy some $1 billion in donations." I'm not here to criticize the American Red Cross, but it's an interesting article by Danny Schechter, who points out that it's interesting as well that the Chinese and the Israelis came from halfway around the world and were able to set up their field hospitals tout suite in Haiti, and it took the Americans way too long. We're slow and lumbering, he says, and we should have known by now after Katrina that we had to learn how to set the clock and get things rocking and rolling faster. One of the things that the Chinese thought about was how do you get around Haiti? And when they offloaded their equipment from the cargo ship, they came off on scooters that they could use to zip around very easily in Haiti, through the debris and through the crowds and without using up a lot of petrol. And that was pretty smart. And these various agencies that mean well and are trying to do the best that they can should learn how to coordinate better on the ground. I speak from personal experience, being a person who's been involved in some disaster relief work with the American Red Cross and with the Salvation Army, and as a reporter who has seen firsthand on the ground when major disasters strike, that sometimes all the planning in the world isn't enough, and we saw that in Katrina. Some good news in response to the devastation and loss created by the earthquake in Haiti. The UJA Federation of New York, that's the umbrella group of all the philanthropic Jewish organizations here in New York City, has created the Haiti Relief Fund. 100% of the money raised will be applied to relief efforts for Haiti. You could call them at 212-836-1486, 212-836-1486 to donate by credit card. The U.S. Department of Health and Human Services medical response teams are providing medical care in Haiti at several locations, including an orphanage where they are treating more than 300 patients, most with acute medical problems. There are 265 HHS medical personnel in Haiti assisting with emergency medical care. And nearly 3,000 Americans returning from Haiti have been assisted so far. Interestingly, a big story today, Governor Rendell of Pennsylvania, after seeing a wonderful story on CNN where these sisters who run an orphanage in Haiti were interviewed. The orphanage was very badly damaged by the earthquake, and after their plea for help, Rendell came to Haiti and took more than 50 of the children back to Pittsburgh, because the sisters are from Pittsburgh, where they were taken to the Pittsburgh Children's Hospital, and now they are going to be put in foster care. What's a little bit interesting about this, Danny told me today, Danny Schechter, is that, first of all, these aren't children who were made orphans by the earthquake. They were living in an orphanage before the earthquake. And secondly, he points out that in Haiti, apparently, parents who cannot otherwise provide for their children often drop them off at orphanages in the hopes of reuniting with them when they get on better financial footing. So it's possible that some of the orphans really are not actually orphans. Maybe that begs the question a little bit because they have no place to stay with the orphanage and rooms. The FBI and the National Center for Disaster Fraud have established a telephone hotline to report suspected Haitian earthquake relief fraud. That number is 866-720-5721. 866-720-5721. The phone line is staffed by a live operator 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And this National Center for Disaster Fraud was established by the Justice Department following Hurricane Katrina, where people were preying on the goodwill of the American people to fraudulently collect money for Katrina relief. And infrastructure is now in place in Haiti to better facilitate the flow of food and water to the people in need. But doctors are now concerned about the spread of disease. A UN spokesman, in an address that was heard live and seen live here on the Paltalk News Network earlier today, says that the reports of looting are a bit inflated. He says the looting is not widespread and notes that looting was a common occurrence in Haiti before the earthquake. Tomorrow we're going to have the founder of an organization called Mercy and Sharing. They have